every single day I see people commenting under my videos that they don't get any impressions and that it is a huge problem for them, because everyone knows that you need a pretty decent click-through rate and a pretty decent average view duration for your video to actually gain traction. Now, the problem is if you don't even get any impressions, there's no way that you can improve your click-through rate or even your average view duration. So in this video, we're going to cover everything about impressions that you need to know to be able to kind of get impressions. So after this video, you will fully understand how to take your channel from literally this, not getting any impressions right here, to actually getting impressions, getting views, and actually making some money. All right. Now, before we kind of get into the whole video, it's very important to first understand what is an impression, right? Now, an impression is how many times your thumbnails were shown to viewers on YouTube. So if you go, for example, on your YouTube homepage and you scroll on your YouTube homepage, every single thumbnail you see on your YouTube homepage, you're basically giving that video one impression. Now, impressions are always broken down into two parts. Title and thumbnail. This then makes up the click-through rate, right? How often viewers watch the video after seeing the thumbnail. Now, how does YouTube actually share your content? This is extremely important to know, all right? Because there are some people, but like under you guys, that do actually get some impressions, but don't get millions of impressions, all right? So how the YouTube algorithm actually works in tiers, like most people don't know this yet, but the YouTube algorithm works in tiers and it's very basic. So once you post a video, your video goes into tier 1, so into a very small tier, right? Let's say, for example, of 2,000 people or something that get your video on their YouTube homepage. Now, out of that, like, it then depends how your video performs for YouTube to then decide like, hey, let me push that video down to a larger tier, to a larger group of people. This is then where you get like 50,000 impressions, maybe 100,000 impressions. And then depending on how your video performs, so either it performs really good, then it goes to a even larger tier, or it doesn't perform that well, then, you know, YouTube doesn't push it to the next tier. All right. This is very important. Now, YouTube tracks the click-through rate and then obviously the average view duration, all right? So if you, for example, post a video and that video gets a few hundred impressions, like even a few hundred impressions, make a huge, how do I say it? Or are a huge factor on how YouTube is going to push your video. So let's say, for example, first video you post, like YouTube pushes it to 100 people, nobody really clicks on it, YouTube is not going to push out the video to a larger tier. Now, sometimes, and this is very important to understand as well, is sometimes YouTube, or in most cases, YouTube is actually testing your videos, right? Your video topics. It's looking for audience. So that's why you will very often see your impressions going like this, all right? Especially in the beginning, you will see them going like this because YouTube is testing, all right? Now, once you reach the larger tier of impressions, because many people ask me, why do videos even die off? A bit off topic now, but people ask me, why do videos even die off? Now, if it was, for example, here in this larger tier of impressions, let's say, for example, here you got like now, let's say 50,000 impressions, and then it suddenly completely dies off. The reason for this here, or for this kind of straight bar, is very simple, because it does not perform good enough to actually get pushed out to an even larger tier. So a very good thing that you can do once this is happening, test your thumbnails and your titles. So every 2 weeks, just go back to the video and change up the thumbnail and the title and have a look. Now, yes, the video is not going to get thousands of impressions anymore once you start testing. But as I've said here in the beginning, YouTube can make very, very, very good decisions when to push a video and how much to push a video. All right. So even if your video only gets like 100 impressions, these 100 impressions might be enough for your video to actually get pushed again. All right. So this is just some other info that some of you guys might find very interesting. So it's very interesting to understand that, as I've said, YouTube is pushing your content in tiers. All right. And then it obviously all depends on how your video is performing. Now, the first reason for, not really getting impressions is because of low trust score channels. Now, this is something that we in 2026, it's something that happens. It's something it's kind of a challenge that we all have, right? But it's not a reason to give up on YouTube. Now, for the people who don't know what a trust score is, a trust score is basically just how much does the platform actually trust your account, all right? Now, since there are so many spam channels and so many view farming channels, it's a little bit difficult, like not difficult, but harder to actually get trust from the platform, all right? We'll get to that a bit later as well. Now, what we like to do is we actually like to warm up our YouTube accounts, right? Just to show YouTube like, hey, there is actually, like, there's a human behind that account. Now, we have pre-monetized accounts, we have new accounts, we have aged accounts, we have personal accounts. From all of these different accounts, we only need to warm up new accounts, so brand new accounts, like accounts that you can just brand newly create, or even aged accounts that are very, very old, all right? So these are the two accounts we actually need to warm up. And then we have here how to actually warm up your account. Use it as a normal user for just use it as a normal user. Watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day, like a normal user, all right? Then subscribe, comment, and like to videos. Don't act like a bot, because otherwise, or like an AI, because otherwise YouTube is again gonna put you into a lower trust score. If you overdo this, right, or act like not human, it's actually gonna hurt your trust score more than it's actually gonna help you. All right, very important. Then you do this for 1 week to lower the risk of a low trust score. Now, many people ask me, is it necessary for 1 week? The longer you do it, the better it's gonna be, all right? Because some of you guys might know personal accounts, right? Personal accounts are kind of the best YouTube accounts, and that's kind of what we're trying to recreate with this warming up. Now, personal accounts are accounts that you, for example, use every single day to, watch YouTube, all right? That's a personal account, an account that you've been using for years to watch videos on YouTube. And these accounts are usually the most powerful accounts, all right? And that's what we're trying to replicate here, okay? Why am I getting so many messages? All right. So then the next thing is anti-detect and proxies. Now, let me be very honest here. 99.9% of you do not need a anti-detect or proxies. Most of you lack the fundamental knowledge about YouTube, and that is why you are not getting any views. So if you are not constantly going extremely against the YouTube guidelines, you do not need anti-detect, and you also do not need proxies. Don't waste your time on those things, all right? Especially if you've never blown up a faceless YouTube channel. Now, you have to know that I've worked with hundreds of people, and we have never ever used a like literally any anti-detect or proxy softwares. Never, all right? Now, just an example of this, and that it takes a little bit longer, and we'll get to that in a second, on how small changes make a very huge difference. So we have here Tom and Petra, two of my students, right? They started their channel. You guys can read through this, but they had 4 subscribers after the first 4 videos. They didn't even have, here they have 600 views across all of these videos. Now, instead of just going ahead and trying to figure out like, hey, what is the best anti-detect? How can I get anti-detect or proxies installed? No, that's not what you want to do. Go ahead and go to YouTube, exactly like we read here. Thursday night, we uploaded our new format video. So we're trying to do something different, because if you do the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's obviously not going to get views. If you read a book twice, it's always going to have the same end, all right? Still in the war niche, but a different angle, all right? Focusing on the transformation and exactly the key success drivers Luke and Stefan explained during our call, and yes, it works. So sometimes you just need some little changes, all right? So here, they were constantly getting 1,000 views per hour, all right? And then from here, this Thursday call, it took us until Monday, and they had over 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of watch time, which is pretty crazy. But it's, not the most difficult thing. You just have to test, all right? Now, if you want to skip all of the trial and error too, then literally go ahead, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me. We'll literally just have a look if it makes sense to work together and if I can actually help you to get to your goal. And if yes, if it makes sense to work together, then we can go ahead and we can scale up your channel as well, right? Then we need patience. Patience is a big thing. And I know most of you guys probably do not want to hear this. Most of you guys just want to hear like, hey, this is how you get 20,000 or 100,000 impressions in the first 24 hours. No. All right. Currently, we are in March 2026 and patience is key on YouTube. All right. YouTube takes way longer to push out new channels and often leaves them at 0 impressions before giving them an initial push. This is very, very, very important to understand. Now, let me quickly give you an example of exactly this. If we look at just as an example, this video here, which we literally monetized 1 day ago, we can see that it took extremely long for YouTube to push out the videos. As we can see here, it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos, 8, 9 videos for YouTube to actually start pushing out the videos. So I would highly recommend you guys to give YouTube at least 15 videos. Then we have the restricted mode. This is massive. Most people don't even know about this. If we go here to YouTube or to this link, you guys can check this link out as well. But if you go to this link, you guys can see here YouTube, your YouTube content and restricted mode. All right. Restricted mode was created to give viewers better control over the content they can see. This mode initially limits your YouTube experience. All right. Now, YouTube will not show your videos to people if it has some of this content right here, right? If they have this setting turned on. So content about drugs and alcohol, then sexual situations, violence, mature subjects, profane and mature language, and then I don't know what this word here is, but make sure that you check that. Let me just open YouTube so I can show you, and you can literally go to your channel. Let me show you like this. All right. So I'd like to show you guys. So we can literally go to this channel, to my own YouTube channel right here, and we can click here. All right. And then here, restricted mode on or off. Then you just go ahead and you turn it on. Then it's going to reload. And if you see a bunch of your videos disappearing right here, then you know like, hey, okay, I have a problem. I need to change something in my content. All right. Very important. Most people don't even know about this. This is now not the biggest thing, but this can be a reason why you're not getting any views. All right. Now here are 4 other reasons why you might not be getting impressions. So firstly, your video ideas suck. All right. If you go ahead and you recreate a video that has been done 1,000 times, there's literally no reason why YouTube should push out your video. All right. Then you have a super bad thumbnail and title. If your thumbnail and title are one-on-one copied from someone else, YouTube is probably not going to push out the video. And if I was YouTube, I would also not push it out, right? If it's the exact same as someone else's. Then the video length or even bad retention. So if you get some impressions and some people click on your videos and they click off very quickly, this usually signals to YouTube that the video is not good and that the viewer is not really happy after watching the video. So YouTube will not push out that video anymore. Or you might just be in a bad niche where, you know, like for example in the motivation niche, where 1,000 channels every single day get created. There's no space. YouTube is not going to push out your content. All right. Now, I have said, as I've said, most people lack the fundamental YouTube knowledge, and this is why they keep failing. So if we look at here, for example, your video ideas suck. This is something most people don't even know how to pick video topics. Most people think you just randomly pick video topics. And that is exactly why I created a completely free course, as you can see here. And you can just click here on the screen right now. It will take you immediately to that video, and I'll see you on that video. It's a long video, but it's very, very valuable. And after that, you will know every single little small thing about YouTube, and I'll see you there.